This is day 45, section hiking the New England portion of the Appalachian Trail. Alright, just did a great resupply. I got all my batteries charged, got all my food, and we're ready for 7 days in the whites. We got some rain coming on Thursday night, it looks like, so probably gonna have to get up early tomorrow to avoid that. And mapped out a few little side quests. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit them all in, but we'll do our best. And other than that, ready to go. It's amazing how much walking on pavement is way tougher on the feet than soft ground. Alright, we're back on trail. A lot of rock scramble going up today. I'm going into Liberty Springs tent site, about 2.5 hour hike up. And I'm gonna see if I can slack up to Flume. I'm almost behind. We're gonna go Flume. Planned out a few options for today. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna do, but there's potential to get Franconia Notch in. So let's see how Flume goes. Alright, jumping off the trail to hit Liberty and Flume. It's weird, I hiked this one, I feel like in 2013, my first hike out here, and I thought I remember there being like a waterfall, but I don't know, maybe things have changed. You can see the top of Cannon there, that little spire. And the view. And then that's Franconia Ridge. Liberty. At the summit of Liberty, number 5. Pretty steep descent off Liberty into the Flume Trail, but flatten it out a little bit and then we'll go back up. At the summit of Flume, took about an hour slacking. We got hot. You can see there's Liberty. Notch. Another view from the middle of Flume. Really glad I got this one in. Really nice. Just sitting. So I just repacked my bag. Gonna try and go over Franconia Notch today. It's a hot one, it's gonna be like 85. And then about 8 miles to Garfield, and yeah, should be a good day. Alright, we're at the Liberty Spur, so we're on the ridgeline now. So I figured out why I wasn't recognizing the trail, because I'm coming up on Little Haystack, which isn't a 4K, but there's a trail going up that one, and that one has some really beautiful waterfalls. So there's one trail over, but it's not on the A2, so here's the view back from Flume and Liberty. Really hot, drinking lots of water. Got a lot of water on my back. This is a very steep, a lot of just grappling with your hands. Open it up with a nice little breeze. You can actually see an AMC hut on the ridgeline there. And there's the Cannon Cliffs. And that's where I was yesterday. was like a couple days ago. The approach to a little haystack. About halfway through Liberty and Lafayette. See where we're going. Another view. You can actually see Lonesome Lake there in the hut. I love this ridgeline. See the other anchors. That's the path all the way to that tip there. This is the Pemi Valley. There is nothing in there but nature. I love it. You can see the perspective with these hikers. It's so hard to really judge how big these things are. Their cry is so funny. No problem heat drafting today. I was a little worried about the heat, and it is hot, but now that we're in the breeze, it's quite nice and not too much of an issue, I don't think. Alright, we're on top of Lincoln. 7. I had to look it up. I'm so tired, I can't remember. And so when the hat keeps falling off, so I put my baseball hat on top. The tough part with this hike is you cannot see Lafayette as you're climbing Lincoln. So first time I did it, I was like, oh, we're not done. There's a lot to go. I was just chatting with a woman, and I've been telling her through the ridge up to Lincoln that, this is a tough one. And it really opens up after that. And she's asking about water at Greenleaf Hut, which is way over there. And I was like, that's really too far. And luckily, when she saw this, she decided to turn back. And I told her about staying at Greenleaf. Hello. Staying at Greenleaf next time. Hiking up Lafayette and then going down this, and yeah, that's a much safer option for her. And her no headgear, no shade. Yeah, this is not for everyone. A little tree coverage for a bit. Flowers hanging out. Very glad for some cloud cover during this approach to Lafayette. Approaching the tree line here, which is a certain altitude. The trees no longer grow. You can see where they kind of just end there. Very small, short pines. I love all the cloud shadows. Mount Washington in the distance, taunting me. And here we are at the summit of Mount Lafayette. Huge, huge. 8th 4K of the trip. And feeling really good. Oh, there's a crow here. Hey, buddy. So this is actually the rim remnant of a hotel on the top of the mountain that is from 1800s, I believe. That's where we came from. And the other time I've done this hike, you can continue on the ridge there down to the hut, and then you follow this ridge line all the way down and get back to your car. And what goes up must go down, so we're headed down that path over that range. Oh, gone down a lot already. Garfield, and on the other side of that is my campsite. About 3 miles to Garfield. Bunch of descent, a little up. Should be a nice finish to the day. Sun's at my back. Got my sun hoodie on. Feeling hydrated. Lots of food. My poor feet. Got like little blisters forming on each side there. Trying to get ahead of it. That view. There's Lafayette, came down that edge and then through the middle. And tough day. Almost there. Incredible. This is the steepest descent. It was like 1,000 feet per mile or something. And I promise that's the last summit of the day. We're at the top of Garfield, looking out at pathway here. That's Galehead. North Twin, South Twin, and the Bonds over here for another day. This is a really, really tough day. I still have to get back down to the shelter, but I'm making dinner up here because why not? Had some water still from Liberty, so really well with water management today. Yeah, just really pushed it. Definitely the hardest hike I've ever done after several hard hikes with a full pack and full water, so not only could have been harder. My poor feet. That was number 9. Sitting in an old fire tower, letting my feet dry out. They're all wrinkly and cooking my food. Actually see a cannon from here. Garfield shadow. It's just so cool to see the shadows of mountains. Dinner was great. just can't with this view. I don't want to leave. Grass is like purple. Just wrapping up this hike, and just like super proud of myself for being ambitious enough to try it out and trust my training, and just plan it really well and take breaks, and just felt really good to get all that done, and really pushed myself, and had a beautiful dinner on a mountaintop. Like, you just can't beat it. It's just really kind of the culmination of this whole trip is these kind of things, these moments. Catching the sunrise, the moon there in the corner. There I am. I left most of my gear at Liberty Springs Camp to slack pack up Franconia Ridge Trail to get to Liberty Summit and then on to Flume Summit, and then I returned down the same trail. It took about 3 miles in 2.5 hours and over 3,000 feet in elevation change. Today's hike started at the Flume parking lot and went up to the slack pack of Liberty and Flume, and then grabbed my stuff again and went down Franconia Ridge and hit a few more 4Ks, Lincoln, Lafayette, and Garfield. Overall today the hike was 10 miles and took 6 hours plus the slack and was over 8,000 feet in elevation change. Very tough day. Today I was able to cross 5 New Hampshire 4Ks off the list: Liberty, Flume, Lincoln, Lafayette, and Garfield. It was a really good challenge to get all 5 in, and it was a really fun day and great views and great weather for it. And overall, I've hiked 326 miles on the Appalachian Trail.